Hello and welcome to the $3 podcast. $1, $2, $3, $3, one podcast just for you. And my guest tonight is Aidan. How are you doing, Aidan?
I'm good. How are you, Travis?
I'm doing great. We're going to do a little something different tonight. We're testing something new.
Okay.
The first half is pick or choose your own adventure. The second half is rapid fire, one-word answers only.
Awesome.
No overthinking, no polishing, just how Aidan actually thinks.
All right.
Now, if you don't know Aidan, he's 24. He's built outwrite.ai, and now he's rebuilding it from scratch. At the same time, he's building Jottler and Docsio. He doesn't wait. He doesn't plan in the traditional sense. He just builds. And honestly, he's not that interested in what most people call business. Sales, operations, meetings. He's more interested in systems, speed, figuring things out, and then doing it again and again. So this episode is about how that all actually works. Can't wait to learn more. Okay, Aidan, you're up. Choose your own adventure. I'm going to give you some choices. You pick one, then we go deeper. No safe or cautious answers. Okay? Right. Scenario 1, the fork. You wake up tomorrow, you can only choose one path. A, you keep building fast, shipping constantly, breaking things. B, you slow down, build perfectly, clean architecture, long term. Which one?
I'd say probably, I guess if I had to choose.
You have to choose.
Probably B, because, as much as I like building things fast, I don't want them to be, not fully finished or broken, when they go live. So I would prefer the, clean, slower, long-term play. Bless you, if I had to pick.
Why does that feel right to you?
Well, because anything that, has my name on it out there that I'm releasing for, other people to potentially use, I want it to be, working. I want the user experience to be really good. I don't want it to be, 50% done and things will be broken and then the user has a bad experience.
If you're taking that slow but methodical approach, what tends to break and what actually breaks when you go down that path?
Well, less will break than the other option, but I guess maybe things in terms of you'll be looking at the same product for a very long time and you could get kind of, blind to things that, users experience. So I think that, collecting user feedback constantly is super important. So you don't kind of get, you think it looks really great, but then someone else lands on it with a fresh set of eyes and they don't really know what they're doing or something isn't quite right.
Okay, so we're going down the yellow brick road, if you will. The next is the constraint. Here we go. You lose all of your tools, all of your code, gone, poof. And everything you have built in your young but adventurous life.
Dang.
And all you have in this adventure is a laptop, internet, and 30 days. What do you build first?
Good question. Well, if all I had was a laptop, I would probably get a Claude Code subscription and then probably make something in the AEO space because it's, super popular right now. It's on fire. It's very big, and knowing how Outright, is marketed and run and the results with Outright, I think I would probably go right back into that space.
Yeah. And so you kind of answered why that AEO space and why it's important. If you're doing that, are you, now that you've done it once, are you optimizing the process as you're doing it again?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what we're doing with Outright itself right now in the rebuild is, we've learned a whole lot and the product could be a lot better and a lot different. But yeah, definitely it would be a lot different.
All right. Going down the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, and now we run into this team problem situation. You're forced to hire 3 average engineers or 1 non-technical elite operator. Average versus non-technical elite operator. Which one do you choose?
Probably the technical elite operator because that would be someone,
Non-technical, non-technical.
yeah, non-technical. That'd be more someone who's, like me. And I think that would probably, just, vibe better with me instead of having to, you know, engineers who aren't, as fired up as I am.
What would frustrate you more then? The communication? What would frustrate you more in that situation?
Probably just not seeing the same level of, like love for what we're doing and like the same level of like, want for it to actually succeed.
Well, then, where do you actually need help, even if you don't like it?
Well, we did hire help for the outright rebuild. We haven't really had any help in terms of engineering or software development up until now, but we did have to kind of bite the bullet because we are pretty busy, and I do kind of just want to offload it to someone who does know better than I, and yeah, but it's not. I don't know. It's not something that like annoys me or is like I'm not that I don't like. It's just bringing someone into your baby is kind of it's a weird feeling, but it's all right.
Next up, the bottleneck. Right now, what slows you down more? Other people or your brain moving too fast?
Probably my brain moving too fast. Yeah, because like I don't get. I can kind of jump around on things really easily, and I don't really. Sometimes I don't like focus on one thing, and I kind of just hop around. So I would say that's definitely it.
What does it feel like day to day doing these rebuilds and this planning and execution?
It feels like what I was meant to be doing. Honestly, it feels like I can't imagine really doing anything else or really working any other way than the way I am working right now.
And it works for you.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you think your way of working for you is more of a strength, or is it something that might be a problem you got to work on?
I'd say it's probably a strength for the most part. Yeah.
I like the confidence. Okay, focus question. And I know you can be laser focused. You can only keep one. Think of these as your kids.
Yep.
Docsio, Jottler, or Outright. Which one do you keep?
Definitely outright because that was, the first real project that I made that like I pushed out to the public and got real users on, and it's still my favorite one out of all 3, and it's still the most successful, and it's still the most like important to the team. I feel like it'll always be like kind of our workhorse.
Which one then has the highest ceiling versus the fastest path?
I'd say Doxio definitely has the highest ceiling. The path is probably, a lot longer than the others because we're gonna have a lot more free users on Doxio than paid. But I think as we kind of grow and get more and more users and more sites published through Doxio, I think it'll kind of compound and then grow, and then we'll be able to, get those paid users that we're kind of banking on.
Okay, last scenario. We're almost to the emerald gates. What do you care about less than other people think you should?
It's something that I've started to care about more recently, but probably my personal brand. my dad and my brother have told me so many times to just like post and post and like make videos and stuff, and I just like don't as much as I know I should, because I'm doing some pretty cool stuff, but I don't really show that on social media that well. So that is something that I do need to work on.
And why do you think you need to work on that?
Because it's really important having a social or a personal brand, and like, especially in the SaaS space, if you have like a big following, it just helps with everything like a whole lot. If you're just like in public and people know who you are, it's super important.
And as you go from not developing your brand to developing your personal brand, has that, in your words or in your mind, ever hurt you not having a brand?
I wouldn't say it has hurt me, but it definitely hasn't helped. And like the doors that, I know something like that could open, like, obviously, like, I don't know, it probably could have opened, doors that I don't even know if I had been doing it for a longer time.
Okay. You've gotten inside the pearly gates. Here we go. Now we are at rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
One word answers only. No explain. Let's see how you can go. You and me together, okay? Mm-hmm. Here we ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Speed or quality?
Quality.
Perfection or momentum?
Perfection.
Code or people?
Code.
Systems or creativity?
Systems.
Build or sell?
Build.
Alone or team?
Team.
Control or scale?
Scale.
Focus or chaos?
Focus.
Shipping or planning?
Shipping.
Mass or Missouri?
Hopefully Missouri, but for now, Mass.
Jersey Mike's or Lambert's?
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. Final rapid question. Who are you actually competing with, Aidan?
What do you mean? Who am I competing with?
Yeah, and are you competing against yourself, against another company? Are you against another developer?
Well, we have, across Jottler and Outright, probably thousands and thousands of competitors. So that is something. The fact that we have, the amount of users that we do for Outright, I still think is really cool every single day. There's a lot of real people out there who actually rely on something that we made. So that's pretty cool.
Well, there you have it, folks. And as we go through this journey, this worked out really well, and you learn what goes on behind the scenes here in Buckley world. But it's also important to understand that, Aidan's facing real challenges right now. And what's interesting about you, Aidan, is you don't fit a normal model. You're not trying to be a CEO, a manager, or a well-rounded founder. You want to build things that work. And you're doing it at a speed most people even can't process. You do things, I'm thinking, in worlds that I know, that would be 6 months, Jira tickets, meetings, sprints, scrums, waterfalls, the whole 9 yards. It seems like you're less interested in structure, less patience for slow systems, and you have less tolerance for things that don't move, based on your rapid fire questions. But the upside is you like to build.
Yep.
You like to build.
I sure do.
And you like it when it ships.
I do.
Now, does shipping equal profit equal money?
No, definitely not. The building is the easy part, honestly. It gets hard when it's actually live, and then you have to market it and get people on it and using it and paying for it. But that first customer, that first person to actually pay for it is always a great feeling.
And I think for me, and hopefully you all watching this podcast or listening, to me, if you're like Aidan and building something, that matters more than most people care to admit.
Yep.
Well, look, I hope you got something out of this episode. Follow the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever they are. We're going to keep experimenting. We always look to do things differently. This is a new format for me, and I've been doing podcasts for a while. But this time it worked, and we've got to go back and talk about Jersey Mike's or Lambert's. That was a very interesting question. So, Aidan, keep building and more shipping.
Yes, sir.